everyone, this is Samantha from Scrapmaster's Paradise and welcome to Frugal Friday number 2. And this Friday I wanted to change it up a little bit because last week I did, oh, this block is irritating me, I'm sorry. Scoot that out of my way. I just got ink all over my hand. Okay, so last week I made cards and this week I wanted to change it up and make a scrapbook layout. So that's what I did. I used a sketch. I'll show you the sketch here in a minute. And I created this layout and it ended up looking pretty much nothing like the sketch, which is what usually happens when I use a sketch for anything, is my mind just goes in a totally different direction after I see the sketch. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. So in this video, I will share this layout with you. So let's get started. And before we get started, I'm going to show you my inspiration. Oftentimes, I like to use sketches. So you can see this is the craft table. It's actually the dining room. And you can see the sketch is from Creative Scrappers, and that's what I'm going to be using. I'm just going to put you guys back on the tripod. I played around a little bit and picked out some of the elements that I want to use. And I'm so sorry that the light's hitting the pictures and you're going to see some glares, but pictures won't be there the whole time. Okay, so I'm sitting down now. What I wanted to do is I had these 3 cute pictures of Emma, my dog, and my husband playing in this giant box. It's actually a box, a recliner came in, and so I thought it was really cute. He made them a little playhouse, and the dogs just absolutely loved it. So they were just climbing in there. And so I cut the pictures down to 3 by 3. I'm going to attach them on this aqua cardstock that I had. It's just a strip of cardstock I had left over, and I just cut it into 3.25 inch strips. I'm going to attach the pictures up centered here. It makes it about, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch on each side and at the top. And I'm going to cut these to look like little Polaroids, so they'll be cut a little bit further down, but I'm not exactly sure where I'm cutting them yet. I'm just going to get them attached and then I'll measure. I'll use my paper and I'm going to use my grid here. Let's see. I'll just line it up. I think they should be cut right there. So that would be 1, 2, 3 at 4 inches. So I'll go ahead and cut all these. I have my my slicer over here. So then they look like little Polaroids. I'll do that with all 3 of them. So that makes these 3.25 this way by 4 inches this way, and the picture is 3 by 3. So I've got all 3 of those done. Got my little Polaroids. And then for the background paper, this is actually a piece I showed you guys before when I made this layout. I'm just using the other side. I don't like to waste, so when I do a layout on a pattern paper, I tend to use the other side. I'm measuring out all my layers. I'm going to just arrange them on the grid, then I know what sizes of things I need to cut. I'm going to have a pattern paper behind this to match that layout. And you can see already my inspiration never ends up looking exactly like the layout that I make. So the layout had 2 small pictures. I'm having 3 kind of larger square pictures. So it takes up the whole layout here. Okay, so I want to have a pattern paper layer. I'm going to use my July monthly kit and find something that looks good. Got these all right here. Let's get the pictures down. Got some shiny paper. I want it to match that polka dot too, so let's see what we come up with. And my dogs are girls, so they can actually, I can actually use some pink. Like that would look cute. Let's see if that looks cute against the polka dots. And it does. We could use that. I think that's really pretty actually, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one. I lay my pictures out. Try to get them lined up a little bit, spaced out. And I want that piece to be about 11 inches by, let's say, 5 inches. That gives me a little bit of space on each side, so we'll just cut that. I'll have my pictures on here. I may cut them a little bit closer. So I think I'll do 10.5 actually. Okay, I'll stick with this one. I'll get my pictures on here. I like, with the 3 pictures, I was trying to decide earlier the order I want them in. I think I like them with the 2 with the most brown on the outside, and they kind of balance each other out on the layout and look a little bit more symmetric. So I'll stick with that layout. I'm going to go ahead and attach these. Set it right there for now and get out the handy dandy ruler. And I work in centimeters usually because it's just easier to read. So I've got 9 centimeters that side and 9.3 centimeters. I need to move it over just a teeny tiny bit this way. We'll see if that's any better. So it should be like 9 and 1.5. So that's 9.2. And this side's actually about 9.2. So that works. And I like things to be really precise. So I'm going to measure, make sure it's even this way too. So that looks like 1.4. That one's 1.5. Turn this corner down just a little bit until I get it. 1.4 and about 1.4. Okay. Well, that way my one picture is centered and then I can see these ones a lot easier. I want a little bit of space between the 2. And that leaves some space on the side here, which looks nice. Same with this one. Just leave a little bit of space. Okay, 3 pictures. Okay, so then I would like to use, I'm picking out a color out of here so I can go with the pink or the blue or the green to do another little mat around this, and I think I'm going to go with the green, so I'm going to grab some paper for that. Okay, so I grabbed some green paper that matched the green on this paper, so I'm going to measure this 10.5, so that means I need to cut it at 10.75 because I'm going to have a 1/4 of an inch extra on each side. So 10.75, and then the next side is 5 inches, so I want to cut it at 5.25. That gives me a little bit of border around the whole thing. So I just took my measurement for this and added a 1/4 of an inch and then cut the paper. So that gives me a little border around everything. Let's just attach it. And I like to use a lot of glue. I know I could probably get away with less. I just want to make sure things are stuck. There we go. Okay, so there's my main little element here. So I've got my layout. I'm going to have this on here. Probably about a third of the way, either along here or along the top third, just because that makes it look really nice. So probably here, and then I can put the title down here. But let's work on some of my other elements. I'm going to make some embellishments for this. I've got that set out of the way. I've got this. Oops, there's a dog hair. We've got a lot of dogs, so there's dog hairs everywhere sometimes. Okay, now I want to pick out another pattern paper. I like the green pattern paper. I'm trying to find it. Maybe I can find it. Okay, this one. I like this one. I'm going to make a pocket out of this one. Then I'm going to hide my journaling inside the pocket. Let's see, it's just a full pattern on the back, so it doesn't matter where I stamp on here. I'm going to use the pocket shape from the All Zipped Up stamp set. I'm just going to take this pocket shape out and stamp the pocket. Because I want some a place for my journaling. And I've got my black ink here. I really like the way this pocket looks. It's just so easy. Okay, so I've got my pocket. While I let that dry just a little bit so I don't smudge it, I am going to measure the width of the pocket so I know how thick of a journaling shape I can make. Let's see. If I leave enough space for glue, looking at about 2 inches, so I'll have a 2-inch strip coming out and sticking out of the pocket. I've got some craft cardstock for that. Let's see. I've got my 2-inch little strip that'll fit in there, and I can cut it down lengthwise a little bit. Let that dry for a second, and I'm going to have some scrap paper. This is another one of those scraps I use for airbrushing and stamping. And I'm going to make journaling lines on this one. I'm using the Scallops and Lines stamp set. This is just a great one. It's got a bunch of different journaling lines in this scallop shape you could put journaling in. And I always use this stamp. You can tell it's really dirty. I'm not very good at cleaning my stamps sometimes, so they get stained up. I've got my journaling lines. I'm just going to make journaling lines all over this card, except the very top I can put some letters or something at the very top. I'll start about right here so I have room for some letters at the top. I'll just make some lines. I use this on so many of my layouts, just for these lines. It makes it so easy to journal because I cannot write straight. When I start writing on a layout, it just all ends up really crooked and sideways. So I have the lines to help guide me. You could even make the lines in a lighter color so you don't notice them as much. I like the lines. I think they look cute. Okay, back to my pocket. I'll just cut this out. I'm going to use my scissors for this, just to make it quick. I'm trying to cut right on those lines. I'm just making sure I cut everything. Okay, I've got my pocket shape here. I thought, I don't know if this will match, but I have this one leftover embellishment from American Crafts. It's been in my collection for so long. I thought it might look cute, and it actually works perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and attach that. It'll match the layout because it's nice and bright. Oh, I've got the pocket ready, and then I can finally get rid of that package. Work on this. I haven't really decided on a title for my layout yet. I think, make sure I turn it the right way. And I'll have it sticking out a little bit, but I'm going to cut the end off, just so it sticks down in my the pocket a little bit. You can still see the top of it. Let's see if we have any stickers that will fit on there. Let's see. I think I'll have to write my own because I'm not really digging any of these. Let's see about this sheet. I'll have to come up with something to write on here. Oh, maybe I'll write the first couple of words out in these small letters or the big letters. I haven't really decided yet. I've got my pocket ready. I have this here. Pocket coming out a little bit, covering up the pictures a tiny bit maybe. Then I'll have to cut this down a little bit more. That way it won't cover up anything. Maybe like that. Okay, we need a title, and I'm going to use the big letters for that. Oh, I think I'm going to make the title Puppy Party because they're having a party in this little clubhouse. And they had such a blast, so I think Puppy Party will fit really well. Let me make sure I have enough letters to make that. Yeah, I have plenty of P's. That's what I was worried about puppy having 3 P's and then party having a P. But there's a bunch of them, so it will work. So I'm going to have this up at the top third. That means my title can go right about here. I want to have the title coming off on a piece of paper, sticking out here, like a little banner coming off the edge here. Well, let's pick another color from here. We've got this dark color. We can use this pattern. No, that looks too busy. Okay. Let's see if we can do the pink. The pink looks good, and I'll put a border of white around the pink, actually, so it will look even better. I'm just going to move all of this out of the way and work on my letters from this sheet here. Grab my letters again. I'm just going to start them along the top here so they line up. Start with P. A little inside of the P needs to come out. Got P. U. P. P. Y. There's puppy. Little sticky pieces. Do this over here. P. Okay. Alright, puppy party. It looks nice and even, so just go ahead and cut the strip down. Get the strip cut, and we'll see how far we need to cut this. So about right here. Okay, so my strip is about almost 6 inches by almost 2.5 inches. We'll just put that there. I'll go ahead and cut this. Line it up a little bit. Actually, that's not right. Okay. Cutting for the middle. I'm going to try my best. Actually, I can use these little circly things as my guide too. Not bad. I almost got the right place. Got that part. And I'm going to line it with a white piece of cardstock. I cut some white, and I want this to be very thin, so I think if I cut it 2.5 inches, it'll be just wide enough. Did I say 2.5? Yeah, 2.5. That gives it just a tiny bit of white on each side. That looks really good. I'm going to go ahead and attach this. Got that. Now I just have to cut this part. Let's start attaching pieces and see what we've got. Let's get this attached. And this is again when I use my ruler to make sure I position things just right. So now I have 3.7. Okay, so that's 3.7. It's crooked from side to side, I can already tell. Oh, I want to scoot this one a little bit more. It was 1.6. Let's scoot it over. .7. Okay, 1.6. Okay, that should be perfectly even now. It looks straight. Let's go ahead and get the title on. And I'm going to just have to move around the other piece until I like exactly where it is. Okay. Looks even to me. So we've got the pocket. Thing's going to be sticking out. I really would like it. It doesn't block too much of the pictures. I don't like it when it's lined up exactly with that. That's the fun of layouts, is you get to really think about it. Maybe like that, where it's not exactly straight. I like it actually in between these two photos. So for this one, I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue and just lightly go around the edges. It doesn't take much for this liquid glue. It's going to be permanent. Well, let's make it count. Maybe just a little over. Okay. So for this piece, I'm going to use these letters because we still haven't used that teal color in these clouds. I'm going to go ahead and use it for this. Got my glitter pen I'm going to use. This is just a Spica glitter pen. I'm going to use this and start my writing. I'm going to put the date here at the top. This was last summer, so that'd be 2011. I want the date to stick out, so I'll say summer 2011 and then start my sentence. See if summer will fit. S-U-M-M-E-R, so the M's are in the middle. These are sticking together a little bit. Okay, so I've got two M's, so it will fit. I'll just start with my M's in the center here. May have to arrange them a bit. That barely fits. I guess I was really lucky getting that to fit. This in here. And so you can see, stuck that in, you'll be able to see that. Oops, I overlapped a little bit. Go scoot them down. Okay, summer 2011. Stick that in its little place. You'll get to see that hanging on the tag, but you won't see the writing, which I like because my handwriting is a little bit rough. And I like to keep my journaling really, really light and not do a bunch of it. So you can hear my dogs playing. Maybe they're in the living room right next to this room, and they're growling a little bit, being kind of loud. And we'll just say Johnny and the dogs loved to play in the cardboard box house. It was definitely a puppy party. So when you pull out my tag, it just says, Johnny and the dogs love to play in the cardboard box house. It was definitely a puppy party. Got that hiding in there. And now we just need to decorate it a little bit. Got the element sheet. Just gonna use some elements here. And so we've got these cute little birds. They can sit up here on the border. Just add some little decoration. We've got this bigger cloud we can use. Let's see where we can put this. Got it down here. That looks pretty cute. It's blocking it a little bit. Add some interest here. I'm going to line it with the glitter pen just so it stands out a little bit. I just follow along the lines with the glitter pen and take my time around all the little pieces, especially going over the various layers. It's actually easy to mess up. Oops. Okay, so that makes it stand out just a little bit. Got these little hearts that match. Can put a little heart here and a little tag. I feel like it needs a little bit of something. Okay, so I thought it just needed a little bit of something, so I went ahead and cut out this shape. It's from one of the Spellbinders Labels 9 dies. I just cut out a layer and a layer in this pattern paper. I was just going to attach it somewhere. I think it looks good hanging from the top here. Some tape. Just going to attach it here, up near the top. Let's see what else we can get. Maybe we can add some buttons. Some buttons here left over. Let's see if we got any colors that match. Could do a little orange one. A little turquoise one. Actually, I like these round ones. I can add a little button here. Maybe on the cloud, or a couple next to the cloud. We've got a couple here. We don't have any purple, so I don't want to use the purple one that's there. We have 3 buttons lined up together, like so, because we have 3 pictures, and 3 is a really good number visually. I'll just get these attached. The 3 buttons. See if we have anything else. I'd like to have some shapes coming out of here, maybe some banners to mimic this banner. But then again, I like the white space too, so let me look at it. I really like this pink washi tape. I got this recently. I don't know if it would look good with the... Actually, it would look good. So let's see if we can add some washi tape. Just kind of funky it up. Because right now it's so clean and crisp. I think it just needs something. I don't like that. It looks cute. I could do that in both corners. You can hear my dogs playing. They're running around the table a little bit, kind of chasing each other. Could do that on each corner here. Just gives it a little bit of spunkiness. I don't know if spunkiness is a word, but I like it. So I think I like how it is right now. I'm sorry for the glare on the pictures, and the dogs are playing a little bit. You can see I added some texture. I didn't make it too thick anywhere, and it just looks really cute. Nice and fun, summery colors, since it was a layout taken, or pictures were taken last summer. It's a summery theme, and it looks really cute. Oh, there's my layout. Thanks for watching. Bye.